Hi, I'm Teresa with Rizzo Custom Creations, and I love this shower curtain so much that I wanted to make a border in the shower that would kind of match it. So this is what I did, and oftentimes people look at this and they are amazed that I made these with just a wet tile saw. And they always ask, how did you make the bears, the trees, the moose back here. And so I decided that I'd put this video together and show you my process. So if you're interested, you can make one for yourself. So come on along and I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so the first thing I do is I go to the computer and I pick some images and I print them out approximately the size that I want them to be. And then I get some clear contact paper and I wrap the images in clear contact paper to make them more waterproof. So then what you do is I get a piece of black slate from Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever, and a grease pen, and I take my cutouts and I put them on here and I outline them a lot because the water tends to wash away some of this. So I try really hard to go around it and around it, making a really solid line. Now, I always try to maximize my material. So you'll notice I try to fit as much on here as possible. I'm going to take these guys off. So I try to put as much on here as possible, working around the indentations of the slate, unless I want to use them in a particular area to kind of accentuate a muscle or a natural spot. These guys I didn't want to, I was avoiding them, so I'll be able to cut here, and I'll cut here, and I'll cut here, and I'll cut here and here, and I can maximize this piece of slate and still have room to make a few other things. Let's see, I guess that's about it. Oh, when you're picking pieces to work with, this guy is going to be a lot easier to cut out because it has so much broad space between his legs. This one, I'm not sure how great this is going to turn out because I have to get up and in here and there's no way to curve and turn on a tile saw. So this isn't going to be quite as pretty as what this is. So this will probably turn out nicer. But anyhow, that's what we do. So now I'm going to fire up the tile saw and let's get to the fun part. Okay, so this is my baby, my wet tile saw. It's a Husky and I've had it for about 8 years and it works great for me. I use a 6.5-inch diamond blade because I cut a lot of granite and tile, porcelain, and hard stuff, as well as stone. So here are my eyeglasses. Always wear protective eyewear, and I always put my ears on. I want to be able to hear in my old age. So here we go. I start out by cutting the 3 main pieces from the slate tile and then trimming away the excess. When carving away the excess in tighter spots like between the legs, you need to take your time and go slower. After I've got it pretty well cleaned up, I place the template over the slate piece to use as a guide for the rest of the fine tuning. You can see that I use a sweeping motion where I drag the piece along the blade to smooth the line out. What might not be as obvious on the video is that I oftentimes need to adjust the saw blade and move the tray out of the way to enable me to move the piece around the blade easier. We slowed down the video here to real time so that you could see how I worked this delicate area. At this point, the bear's front legs to the left of the saw blade are keeping me from getting the angle I need to clean up that back leg and foot the way I want to. So, I turned the bear over and put the template on the back of the bear, giving me better access to that tricky spot. You can see by the reflection of the bear's leg on the saw blade how the bear's front legs are right up on the blade, restricting my ability to get a better angle to shape his back leg and paw, so I just do the best I can. We'll just finish cleaning him up here. Just seeing if I'm happy or if I need to fine tune a little more. Okay, so I think he's pretty good, and there's a little bit of white crayon or grease mark, whatever you call that thing. So I'm just going to put it down here and just rub it off with the towel. And with enough elbow grease, it almost always comes off. And oops. Alright, so here's lesson number 1. Slate is very thin, and it's got all these layers to it, and it's easy to rub a piece off like that. Oh well, that took care of that little piece. Alright, so here we go. Here's my finished bear. So you can see how all the water splashed on my shirt, and this is pretty much par for the course, and my hands are always dried out, but that's why I need to do this on warm 70-degree days, because it's really cold. I need to get a waterproof apron if I can find one. But anyhow, that's it. Okay, so here we are, all done. I did the other two. I cut up the other two. And as I told you, this one was going to probably be a somewhat of a problem child because of the narrowness. And it was, look, she has a nice scar here. When I was cutting in here, it torqued, it did something weird, and boom, I ended up giving her a nice little slash here, a scar on the mama bear. But overall, I think she's okay. Another thing that working with slate is it tends to fracture or split, or, you know, like icebergs calve. I'm not sure what the proper term is, but the little guy got done here and then it broke in two. So now I have two identical ones for the price of one effort. So that's pretty cool. It turned out pretty nice, I think. So here's the model, the little thing I was trying to do. Here's my mama bear and baby bear. And so that's it for today. Next time, I'm going to show you how to make these granite pine trees. Only these are kind of my rejects. They're a little too pointy and a little too triangular. But anyhow, we'll learn how to make granite pine trees. So I hope you enjoyed. Please post any of your efforts. I'd love to see pictures of what you did after trying my techniques, and be safe. Don't cut yourself. Don't ruin your eyeballs or your ears. Thanks so much, and join me at Rizzo Custom Creations if you have any projects you would like for me to potentially make for you.